All
right, call the meeting to order. And if you call roll, please.
Perry,
Here.
Silver,
Here.
Klein,
Present.
Comet. Oh, he's muted. You're muted. Comet,
You're muted. You have to unmute yourself, Mr.
press
Comet.
the space bar. Hold down the space bar.
What's Wilson doing?
Okay.
You
There
got
you
it.
go.
Yeah, got it.
Okay, there,
I hear it.
Comet.
Yeah.
Charnes, Vincent,
Here.
Duber.
Here. I'm going to make a motion to excuse Alan Charnas. Would anybody like to second that?
I'll second it.
Okay, let's call roll on that, just for Steve.
Perry,
Yes.
Silver,
Yes.
Klein,
A reluctant yes.
Comet,
Yes.
Vincent,
Yes.
Duber.
Abstain. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah.
If anybody wants to know what the term legal nullity means, just let me know. Send me an email.
Legal malady?
Nullity.
Nullity.
In what context?
I
Moving
can
on
guess.
to, I'll make a motion to approve the special council meeting minutes of August 4th. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Anybody have any comments, changes? Anything? No? All right. Let's call roll, please.
Perry,
Yes.
Silver,
Yes.
Klein,
Yes.
Comet,
Yes.
Vincent,
Yes.
Duber.
Yes. Moving to the discussion of bills to be paid in the month of August in the amount of $227,942.97 and additional July expenses in the amount of $229,262.26. Anybody have any questions on the bills? All right. Seems like a big no. Audience comments. Is there an audience? There's one audience member. And nobody wants to speak. So old business ordinance 2020-14, ordinance authorizing Woodbrand Realty Corp. to perform certain work within the Emery Road right-of-way in order to provide sanitary sewer service to Phase 7 in the Lakes of Orange subdivision, some for third reading. The report and recommendation for passage was received from P&Z. I will make a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
And does anybody have any questions, comments, concerns, anything?
I have a question. I just thought of confusion. Shouldn't the subdivision plat be approved before authorizing the sewer service for that area? I mean, I'm just curious about the order of these.
Well,
Not
this is bringing in the
necessarily.
right.
This
It's
is the
right.
use of the right of way.
This is just in the right of way.
Yeah, this is for use in the right of way. It has nothing to do with the subdivision plan.
Is this something that first came up in 2020?
Yes.
Why was there a delay?
The reason.
Slow walked it.
Yeah, the reason for the delay was that we had Brian revisit the plan for sewage in this area, and this is consistent with the plan that it go to Woodbrand.
It wasn't a rush thing and we moved slowly. But now that the plat's before you, we gotta.
Yeah.
Anybody have any other comments? Okay, if that's the case, if you'd call roll, please, Anna.
Perry,
Yes.
Silver,
Yes.
Klein,
Yes.
Comet,
Yes.
Vincent,
Yes.
Duber.
Yes. New business and ordinance 2021-14, ordinance authorizing the acceptance and use of funds which are being distributed to the village pursuant to the American Rescue Plan of 2021, creating a new fund to account for the grant money and declaring an emergency. This is up for first reading. Mayor, do you want to?
We would respectfully ask for you to suspend and pass, because all we're doing here is establishing that, yes, we can take the money, but this requires us to open it in a fund. We put the money in the CARES Act line item, but now the federal government's requiring us to have a separate account for the American Rescue Act dollars. And Dana can really speak more detailed about it than I can.
We received the $172,315.49 in July. And the funds, as the mayor stated, were put in the coronavirus relief fund, Fund 299. At that time, there was no requirement or clarification as to whether that it had to be in a separate fund. They now are preferring that it be in a separate fund just for ease of tracking and separating the two funding sources. So this ordinance will allow us to create the new fund, Fund 298, and then I will transfer the monies from the coronavirus fund over into this account.
How much is it?
It was $172,315.49. That is half of the money. We get half in 2021, and then we'll get the second half for the same dollar amount, probably June, July of next year.
We will be talking more about it in detail at budget time, but for now, we just need the housekeeping matter of getting the fund open.
I'll move for suspension of the rules.
I'll
Thank you.
second.
Did you second it already? Oh.
No, you can second. Anna, if you call roll on suspension, please.
Okay. Perry,
Yes.
Silver,
Yes.
Klein,
Yes.
Comet,
Yes.
Vincent,
Yes.
Duber.
Yes, and I'll make a motion to pass the ordinance 2021-14. Is there a second?
Second. Lisa get
I think Lisa beat you.
Yeah.
All right, unless there's any other questions or comments, concerns, if you'd call roll, please.
Perry,
Yes.
Silver,
Yes.
Klein,
Yes.
Comet,
Yes.
Vincent,
Yes.
Duber.
Yes. Moving on to ordinance 2021-15, ordinance approving the subdivision plat for phase 7 of the Lakes of Orange development. So for first reading, it's being referred to P and Z. I don't know, Mayor, if you wanted to make any comments on this.
Well, it will all roll out over the next month or so. This is for off of Emery Road, 49 or so units. That's considered the 7th phase of Lakes of Orange. They will be connected only through a footpath, not a road. Judd, what else would you like to add to that description?
Well, it consists of 2 housing types. There'll be single family, I believe. There's single family units proposed and duplexes that are part of the development.
We'll talk about it after planning and zoning and get it back to
Planning
you.
and zoning and discussing what all the implications are, and we'll be back to you with our report.
Anybody have any questions?
What phase are they currently building, just out of curiosity? Are they
What?
working- What phase are they on?
150, about 150 in the
They're on
first
phase
6
6.
stages.
Phase
Yeah,
6?
which phase we're on.
Okay,
We're on phase 6, which
Okay.
is the new street, the new cul-de-sac that just got cut in.
gotcha, thank you.
Anything else? All right. Moving to resolution 2021-2, resolution accepting the amounts and rates as determined by the necessary tax levies and certifying them to the county fiscal officer. I'll make a motion to pass the resolution. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Steve or Mayor, either of you.
Give it to Dana. Give it to
Dana.
Dana.
Dana, have at it.
Okay, the tax rate resolution is a result of the tax budget that we passed back in May. It just is the county confirming the tax rates that we had indicated in the tax budget, which is 7 mills. It's the same as last year. There's no increase in the millage. It's just the county, it's just a formality of them to just confirm this is what we had asked for previously. And they are requiring or requesting that we submit the document by the end of September.
Well, it's a resolution. It's only a one vote item anyways.
Anybody have questions?
For those who want to know, we're asking for the inside millage that I think 0.3 goes to the police and pension fund, 3 goes to the general fund, and then it's the 3.7 is our infrastructure levy.
All right.
The same as we've been doing for years and years and years.
Nobody else has questions, then Anna, if you call roll, please.
Mary,
Yes.
Silver,
Yes.
Klein,
Yes.
Comet,
Yes.
Vincent,
Yes.
Zuber.
Yes. Audience comments relating to matters which advance the good of the village. Bueller, okay. Mayor comments?
Yes, I'd like to say very clearly, for whoever's listening, that the trails in Orangewood will be constructed. There's some unfortunate rumors going around trying to explain why it's not continuing. It will get done. Everyone can rest assured. The contractor, who we don't have a lot of scheduling control over, got backed up on other jobs, so he left ours and says he'll be back. Bob Sugan's doing everything he can to wrap it up this year, but if we have to get into the spring with restoration, we have to get into the spring. There's not much we can do. I do have some very unhappy residents on West Ash who are living through the construction during the high holy days, and we're working with them to make it a little less bothersome for them. That has started. That project has started, and they better not leave the site, right, Bob? Branch chipping is, the next one is on September 13th. This is the last chipping for the year. Have your items out by 7 a.m. We have contacted all the council candidates. There's 5 Orange Village Council candidates for 4 open seats in this November's election, and 5 school board candidates for 3 open seats. We have contacted them all, and we are and invited them to a candidates night that we will roll out for every, all the rest of the residents to know about. But it will be on Thursday, October 7th. Whether it's in person or not is still to be determined. If we can be in person, it'll be limited as to how many people we can have. In either event, whether it's in person or not, we will live stream it. We will ask people to get their questions in ahead of time. Our moderator for the night is Judge Barbara Greenberg, who would like to be able to sort through the questions so she doesn't duplicate questions, and she makes it a more meaningful candidates night. So that's October 7th. The sand volleyball, which we thought we were going to have to maybe get rid of, the exterminator was able to get rid of those duggar wasps. And if you see any, let us know, because that's a problem, but they should be all gone, and it is open again. The park, the permanent restroom for the park did arrive. Is this the first meeting we're having since it arrived? No, okay. So it
was a
isn't
problem
open
with the
yet.
roof or something last time. They said.
Yeah, well, and so we've already had it like 3 weeks.
Yep.
In any event, the service department has been finishing up the connections and the site work around it and working out the bugs. There's a few malfunctioning things that we have the company coming out for. And once we got the kinks out of the system, we will permanently open it, and hope everyone, I hope everyone takes care of it and enjoys it and appreciates it, because it's a great enhancement to our park. Other than that, we are meeting next Wednesday, even though that's the second night of Rosh Hashanah, Brandon.
I hate to cancel meetings, but I don't know. It's Rosh Hashanah. Is that
Well,
that's
Tuesday,
That's the second.
Tuesday night is it's the second
Second.
night,
right?
which doesn't
So
stop me.
far as it officially ends at sundown, technically.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, it's still light out now.
I mean,
Okay,
is
well,
there any, I guess, is everybody okay to attend on the second night?
Yeah.
Okay.
Even you, Lisa?
Me.
we did cancel the planning and zoning meeting on Tuesday, the 7th.
Well, that's good.
And if, and unless anyone has any questions for me or some topic that I'm not thinking of,
I have one question. I know there's fireworks on the 18th. Is there any program?
yeah, we will
Are
make a
fireworks on
code
the
red
18th?
to our residents and we will let our residents know. We're sending out emails and stuff to our residents.
It was in the newsletter.
Great, that newsletter goes to our residents.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just
This
wondering.
meeting goes to cleveland.com.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Mayor. I guess it was a good thing that we did the trails with Woodmere's.
Oh, was that fun? Brandon, did you get your commemorative pen and pencil set?
I did not.
Oh, Alan Charnas probably, he kept it. He was there and he said he would take it. He asked me if I wanted to take it. And I told him he could give it to you, but I thought he really would.
No, I think he has a lot of writing to do, and so I think he needed my pen, apparently.
It was a fun event. It really was. Right, Bob Zugan? Anna, why are you laughing so hard? It was fun. That Mayor Hobart knows how to make a PR event out of anything.
Is there anything in our contract with the construction company about for delays of this type and some type of cost abatements or anything?
Well, by the way, Brian is doing a lot of that negotiating. And by the way, we didn't spend the $5,000 more because Terrace Construction left the site and wasn't going to do it earlier. So, don't I need council to ratify that decision, Steve?
Yes. Didn't we have that on the agenda?
No, so could somebody please make a motion ratifying the administration's decision to not give the contract to TC Terrace because you authorized us to spend 5,000 more, but they weren't going to be any sooner than CAT. So we're asking for forgiveness ahead of making that decision.
If you're
Authorizing her to spend $5,000 less for the same work.
I
Which
will.
got done sooner.
Anna, for the record, it's TC Construction. It's not TC Terrace. So if you're going to make that, it's TC Construction.
Terrace is another company, right?
That's correct.
But Jim Brandon, I interrupted you and you were asking a question about, Brian Mader's negotiating with them about whether we can get any break or anything.
Well, is there anything though in the contract about?
No, because this was all add-ons. This was not part of the original contract is how I understand why we don't have any say.
Oh, we have to have some kind of contract with them, I would assume, right?
Well, it's a change
Yes.
order to the original one.
Yeah, the change order addressed the additional, I think they're still within their time on the contract. So the problem is that they've finished all the other stuff and they have, left off work, but they are still within the contract time limit. So the fact that it's an annoyance that they've left a work site, they're going to be responsible for any damage to it, but they're still working within the contract.
What is the contract timeframe?
I thought it was the end of August, but Steve would know better than me.
I'd have to go back and look. I don't know that off the top of my head. Bob, do you know?
I don't recall, but I do know I will probably have more information tomorrow. Myself and the village engineer will be meeting with a member of CAT's Construction, punch list items, and one of the big things we'll be discussing phase 3 of the Orangewood Trails.
I mean, obviously, things happen and if it's bumped back a little bit, but if it's not till next year, I think that's a little ridiculous personally. And if there's something in the contract that holds them to doing it sooner, I think
I'm just afraid
the-
restoration might spill into next year.
Yeah, the issue is we've had pursued other options and talked to other contractors about finishing it. And as you can be well aware that every contractor said there is no way they would be out there to finish this year. So at the moment, it seems to be more in our favor to try and work it out with the contractor. And what we're looking for is to just hold them to a timeline and give us a dedicated date, and then we'll act or move forward from there.
We'll know more next week.
Yeah, okay. I'm just curious about the actual contractual timeframe there.
It's
So
been,
somebody can look that
it's
up.
been discussed.
Do you want to have Brian next week then, Brandon? Or maybe Bob will know what he needs to know. We can
I
decide.
just, I mean, I don't know. I just want somebody who has
Knows
seen the
the answer.
contract to inform us what the contractual timeframe is and if they're not performing under the contract. I'm just curious. Well, more than curious. I think that's something that I assume that we've looked at.
I think we need to know what the, the contract requirements are and then what they're doing to meet them and why they don't feel they are able to.
Brian Mader knows what to do and he's doing it. He's just not here now.
Okay.
And he'll tell Bob everything. And then
Okay.
Bob will know everything.
Yeah, there are lots of delays right now in the concrete construction industry. I've seen it
Yeah, but that's not,
right out here. And, but at least I have answers from the contractors as to when and where and why.
Okay, we'll know more next week.
Can we
How
go
much is
back
left?
to a
How much
motion?
is left of the trails in Orangewood?
Just the last phase, just
Which
from
is-
Wild Cherry or Beachmont Oval to
From
Harvard.
Oval to Harvard.
but why, I don't understand, like, that doesn't take them that long. Why couldn't they
Well,
do
that
that?
has but those have aprons. That's where the driveways are.
All the driveway aprons to deal with there, so it's a little
No, I
more
under-
complicated than the others. The others
no,
are pretty much.
understand that.
Bob Zugan, if they came tomorrow and started, is it 3 weeks more, 6 weeks more? How much more actual work? You're muted.
This would be the longest period, and I would speculate we're probably 2 months. I mean,
Okay.
there's a number of driveway aprons and other issues. This is the most complicated phase of the 3 phases.
Then I think that we need to obviously do what we can to,
We are
Yeah.
doing all we can.
well,
We may
okay.
not succeed, but we're doing all we can.
Well, I mean, I'm just, again, I think from a legal standpoint, if they're not performing under the contract, we need to do something about that. And it's not just well, we're talking to them and
It's
they're not able to. I think that we need to hold them to that, but I don't know
It's
what.
just that it's just that we're having them do work that was above and beyond the scope of the contract. That's why
No,
I'm,
No.
Brandon's
New
right.
contract for
If they're out of time, they need to, what may end up happening is then they forfeit their retainage and the rest of it, and we'll be stuck with remediating in the spring.
how can they
but
be
let-
obligated to finish by time of the original contract when we added miles more?
Are you taking the side of the construction company that?
I don't see how they get to, we can get them to do more in the same amount of time.
We're operating, I mean, I don't have the contract in front of us. We're
Yeah, so let's
operating in
use
lack
this.
of knowledge that Brian has the information. He's managed our contracts in the past very well. The legal answer to Brandon's question is if they are overtime, we have the
Consequences, liquidating damages?
liquidated damages that will eat away at whatever money that we owe them. At a certain point, the worst case scenario is that we'll have to engage some other contractor to finish the work next year. So it's not the
That's
best
worst
outcome.
case, but we're not planning on worst case yet.
Right, and that's the purpose of the meeting tomorrow, and there's nothing that council can do one way or the other to deal with this issue, so, it will be handled. Brandon, you're exactly right. There needs to be a consequence if they are out of rule on the contract. We don't have that information tonight. Brian has it, and we can get it to you.
Thanks. I just want to make sure if that's the case that, obviously there's some leverage there on our part, and if
100% agree.
we need to flex that leverage in order to get things done timely, then we do that.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Can we go back to the motion to ratify the decision to use
Oh, yeah.
To use
What-
TC.
How do you
construction.
want it worded, Steve, please?
It's a motion to authorize a change order to permit TC Construction, CATS Construction.
No, cats now.
To perform additional work to connect
From
the
Waterford.
Brainerd Road recreational trail from Waterford Court to the municipal corporate line at Woodmere.
I'll make a motion on that.
You have to say it again.
Yeah.
No,
Not,
I'm not even done typing.
but I make a motion on that. So is there a second on that?
Second,
Thank you.
They don't need to use the word ratify because we already made the decision.
It's authorize and ratify. The minutes will look great. You guys, when you see it next
Can you
week
read
or
it
next
back,
month,
what it
whenever you
is?
see it, it'll look really good.
Can you read back what the motion is for somebody?
It's just to prove what we did with Cat's Construction on Brainerd.
Okay, we made a motion second, good. If you, would call roll, please.
Harry,
Yes.
Silver,
Yes.
Klein,
yeah,
Comet,
Yes.
Vincent,
Yes.
Duber.
Yes.
Thank you.
Um,
And then my last comment is I just want to wish everyone a happy Rosh Hashanah, since it will be that holiday before we meet again.
your comments were already over, Mayor.
No, they weren't. That was the middle of my comment.
We're on to me. We're on to me.
We are? Did we go through all the council people?
No, it's you first, me second. Same way we've been doing it for a long time.
Okay, but I wasn't done, but now I
You're-
am.
You're the mayor, you can always,
I don't want to pull rank. I'm done.
but you can't. Okay, all right. So, I don't think I had any other comments besides the trail thing. I think we should make it a candidates debate instead of candidates night. Candidates night is so boring. Let's let people
All right,
scratch.
next year you can be in charge. You can
You're
be in
just
charge.
saying that because you're not up for reelection this year.
I don't know. I'd much rather debate than night. Anyways, okay, so I don't think I have anything else. So who would that be? That would be Miss Perry. Comments.
Sure. So I'm inviting you extra early, council people, to attend our November Finance Committee meeting at 6:15 to go over next year's budget.
When is it? What's the
Not
date?
till November.
It's the first Wednesday in November.
The third.
Thank you.
Third.
And, oh, guess what? I'm gonna be out of town that day.
Well, let's talk about it. Maybe we can move to the 10th if everyone's okay with that.
Yeah.
I have actually
Meaning Dana.
wedding reception, if it's not canceled again.
In New Orleans?
Mhm.
You're not going to New Orleans.
Just,
Are you
it's
kidding?
still there.
well, maybe I'll be here, maybe I won't.
The venue doesn't even have power. Oh, what a wreck. Oh my God. Again.
I know. It's literally the fourth time if it gets canceled again. So
It's
cross your fingers, y'all, but if we don't do it the 4th, we'll do it the 10th, 6:15, and we'll go straight into our council meeting. We'll have a little tiny break, 15 minutes.
Okay,
That's the end of my report.
thank you. Mr. Silver.
Thank you. Orange for the Holidays is progressing nicely. We do, Stacy and I have a call with Jesse Fawcett from Pinecrest tomorrow, so I will have further update next week on that. And that is all that I have.
Thank you. Mr. Comment?
No comments.
And Mr. Klein.
Planning Commission met on August 17th. A number of items were discussed, approving a replacement home, and discussion of the landscaping for the garage that we granted a variance for, and new signage for the car wash on Chagrin Boulevard. And so that's all I have to say on Planning Commission. The next Planning Commission meeting is going to be a jam-packed agenda with new houses and phase 7 and many other things. Stay tuned for further development. September 16th is the next scheduled meeting for the Racial Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion.
20th. I have the 20th, John.
Oh, the 20th? I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Why did I have the 16th? Okay, let's go with the 20th. I stand corrected. The 20th of September. I hope that we'll see some of you on that call, and the notification will go out from Anna following council meeting, probably next week. That's all I've got, other than to wish everyone Lashana Tova, happy, healthy New Year, and see you next Wednesday.
I actually have one more question, actually. The Orange Village Diner, they did this interesting blue paint all around it and whatnot. Is that stuff that has to get approved?
No, maintenance and repairs like color of paint, we have no permitting or any approval process.
Just looks ridiculous.
I haven't seen it. I'll go look tomorrow.
It looks like somebody got painter's tape and just painter's taped the whole bottom half of the place.
If somebody wants to paint their house pink and purple polka dot, they can.
No, I understand that. I just didn't know if
We
there was
had
any.
somewhat of a discussion like that at Planning Commission the other day, and it turned out to be not what everyone thought it was. The house that was green and brown,
Oh, right.
they were replacing all the siding,
And they were midway.
and they were midway.
Well, I don't know if the diner's midway or if that's the finished product.
This looks, I mean, it doesn't look finished because it looks like painter's tape, but I assume that there's nothing to do about that, Steve? No? Nope.
If they're changing colors, you can't really do anything about it.
Okay.
Except complain, tell them it's ugly. See if they'll do something about it. I mean, you can, I mean, use non-legal recourse means.
Boycott.
Have everybody go in, complain how ugly it is and say they don't want to eat there because it's making them sick. I'm kidding. It's
Sounds like a lot of effort.
choose your own strategy.
Say that, Steve.
All right. Ms. Vincent.
Thank you. Happy September, everybody. As Judd said, the Ready Committee is scheduled to meet. If anybody has any agenda items or anything they'd like discussed, you can submit them to Judd or to me. Speaking of Judd, welcome to your new Orange Village residence. We're all excited to see it. You'll definitely want to take advantage of your Orange for the Holidays coupon book. Like Brent said, we've already got about 5, I think, sponsorships in addition to Pinecrest, which is wonderful. If there's any Orange Village business owner that happens to be watching this, even, secondhand, let us know if you'd like to be included. Sponsorships are $50. Coupons in the book are free, but we do ask that they offer something of some value to residents as incentive. In school news, the school year started off well. Lots of pictures of the opening events, including Convocation Day, the first day of school, and much more on the Orange Schools media. 5 staff members of the year were honored by Kiwanis. Some of the names will probably be familiar to some of you who went through the Orange Schools because collectively they have worked there for more than 90 years, these 5 people. Carolyn Newman, Beth Grasser, Rebecca Ellsworth, Christine Maddock, and Debbie Zimmerman. So congratulations to them. There is a mask requirement indoors in all buildings, and that remains in place, with people having an option outdoors to opt into mask use or out.
Wait,
Next
say
school
that-
board meeting
wait,
is Monday.
Wait. Masks are
Indoors,
not mandatory?
not outside.
Oh,
Yeah, inside they are required. Next school board meeting is Monday, September 13th, and be sure to tune into Fox 8 this Friday morning to see the band and the Lionettes perform live from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame on Kicking It with Kenny. So tune in nice and early. I've got a 4 a.m. call that day, so, but I won't be on, so it's all right. I want to wish everybody a happy Labor Day holiday and best wishes to all who celebrate Rosh Hashanah. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Right. Well, I think that's everything. So have a good night.
bye.
Ciao, baby.